Yeah, man, it be the boy, Mr. Voice Man. You know the man who keep the realest Ravens predictions on the whole Facebook page. Yeah, I know, it is just me though, Mr. Voice Man. Yeah, it's an old Halloween wig. I spray painted it purple, so, you know, figure it might become part of the this Sunday's get up, given the importance of this Sunday's game. But that being said, we're here again because, plain and simple, your Ravens made it through, albeit by the skin of the teeth, seat of the pants, but they made it and beat the Texans 20-13 at M&T Bank to go to the AFC Championship game against the New England Patriots. But I'll get to the Patriots later on in the week. Right now, we need to focus on what happened yesterday. Plain and simple, very rarely does a team get outmatched as physically as we were yesterday and still have the luck to come out on top. But luck is on our side this year, ladies and gentlemen, because we ended up coming out on top. First off, I would like to extend a big thanks to Jacoby Jones of the Houston Texans. Sir, if I can at some point, I would like to buy you dinner because of those wonderful gifts you gave us on punt return duties. If not for that, I don't know if the Ravens win this game. But that beautiful setup you gave us for first and goal from the 5 for our first touchdown, I can't thank you enough for that. You know, it was a beautiful gift. It was a little bit late, so I will fault you because it was not under the Christmas tree. But I do thank you nonetheless. It was great. You had very poor judgment in that regard. And I can't begin to tell you how lucky we are that you were able to give us such a wonderful thing, especially so far after Christmas. That being said, I hope you guys realize if we do not play better, we will not be as lucky against New England. I will tell you how we beat New England later on in the week, but like I said, that's not important right now. First and foremost, we need to look at the quarterback play. Flacco did exactly as Flacco is, you know, not incapable of doing, but at the same time, he is better than what he did, than what he showed. This is even without looking up anything. I know he went for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't remember the exact completions per attempts ratio, but needless to say, he played a very solid game. He didn't give the game away. He didn't make any bad mistakes or costly interceptions, and outside of a couple throws that kind of sailed on him, the receivers were more than responsible for all the throws he put on him. The throw to Torrey Smith in the very first drive, back shoulder on the hands, Jonathan Joseph draped right over Torrey, and Torrey still drops it. I mean, it literally hit him in the gloves. You cannot, I mean, granted, it was a tough catch to make, but that's what separates rookies from seasoned veterans in this league. Perhaps a few years down the road, Torrey makes that catch, but he was unable to come through it this time, and I really think that anybody else might have made that catch. But still, you can't really fault Torrey too much because Jonathan Joseph played one hell of a game, just completely taking him out of the game whatsoever. But Joe was really on the mark. I'm sorry. If anybody tells me different, I will go toe-to-toe with you with arguments. And I'm sorry. More than that, you will lose. I'm sorry. I will defend my quarterback to the bitter end. He's better than Kyle Bowler. He's the best quarterback this team has ever had. Statistically, no, because Vinny Testaverde had a better year than he ever has. But he wins football games. We have not lost football games because of him. And plain and simple, he has won more games than Big Ben, than Drew Brees, than anybody else in the last 4 years in this league. So with that being said, stop hating on my man Flacco. He is our quarterback. Let's stop putting him down in the dirt, and let's start picking him up and putting him in the sky where Ravens belong, because this is where we need to support our team the most. We're going to the Super Bowl, people. We still have to get through New England, but as long as that 12th man, that means you, is behind this team, we have nowhere else to go but up. That being said, let's get to the rest of the game. Running backs, well, I really won't grade the running backs because the O-line is basically responsible for the success of the running game. So let's go to the O-line first. F. Bryant McKinney The left side of the line, they held their own. I'll give them that. Connor Barwin, he is a beast pass rusher for Houston. If I remember correctly, he finished with 11.5 sacks this year. That is absolutely insane, especially for a rookie. He was an absolutely high motor guy that they had to have this year with Wade Phillips as the D coordinator. But Brent McKinney held his own, and the blind side was really protected well. Right side of the line, on the other hand, that was absolute garbage. Marcel Yanda, he looked like he belonged on a high school team, Pop Warner team. He played like garbage, and that's really sad considering he's a Pro Bowl alternate this year. And Mike Galore, more like a rotating door than he was a right tackle, because I mean, J.J. Watt he had his field day with him. He ran up and down, left and right, in and out. He absolutely demolished that front. So, as you can tell by the 5 sacks that Joe Flacco took. So, given the offensive line completely failing effort, considering Ray and Ricky ran for a combined like 100 yards, 90 yards, I give them a solid B. You know, they did what they could, given the fact that our line had no push up front whatsoever. That being said, let's the receivers as well. I mean, what can you say? This coverage was insane. Torrey Smith was shut out for pretty much the entire game. Q had some great plays, especially that one catch on the sideline against, I believe it was Kareem Jackson. Just one-handed, beautiful thing right in the middle of the air. He absolutely snagged the crap out of that ball. Amazing play. Lee Evans, same thing. I didn't even know he still played for our team, and he comes out with a play like that. That was phenomenal. Cannot tell you enough how much this guy is going to be a key part of this week's matchup. Defensively, the first half, the D-line played like absolute trash. The second half, Pagano lit a fire under those boys, and they absolutely controlled the point of attack and did not allow anything in the run game. So I give them a C. First half was garbage. Second half, they completely shut down the run game, and they started to get Yates into some hurried situations, which really made promising for the shutout effort we had in the second half. So I got to give him a C. Can't give him anything else because you got to play 4 complete quarters of football to get a passing grade. Linebackers, run protection really didn't seem to stop too well until the second half. But in the pass coverage whatsoever, the tight ends were absolutely just, they were non-existent. T.J. Yates had one person at mind first, and that was Andre Johnson. Kevin Walter and the rest of them, that was a second notion. So I got to give big props to the linebacking core for playing great pass coverage. Point of attack for run blocking, for run defense, that was not as good. I got to give them a C as well on that one. Secondary, what more can you say? They got the hell of an effort. They got to get the A+ of this game. I mean, Ladarius Webb, 2 interceptions. In my opinion, without Terrell Suggs on this team, he is the defensive MVP of this year. He absolutely dominated his assignments. Andre Johnson, he couldn't even move anywhere without Ladarius being right there. Kerry Williams, he played a hell of a game his damn self. And Ed Reed, he should have had 4 picks and should have been in line for an amazing game. But when you are nursing injuries and you know you're about to hit the turf from about 13 feet in the air, you're going to protect yourself instead of the football, so I can't fault him too much. He played a hell of a game. He broke up everything that came his way, and that key interception at the end of the game, that sealed the deal. So I got to give props to my man, number 20, on that one. Really held his own as a Hall of Famer should. So secondary, I got to give them an A+, like I said. And coaching staffs, special teams was great, defense was great, but offense, what the hell happened there? There was no button, no hooks, no end arounds, no reverses, no surprises, no spice, no flavor. There's nothing. It was a very bland game plan when it came to this defense. Almost as if they said, hey, as long as we get a few points, we'll be able to hold our own. That's not going to cut it against the New England Patriots. So I really pray that Cam is doing all the research he can this week to see what it takes to beat these guys defensively, which wouldn't be too much considering they're the second worst defense in the league. That being said, I got to give the coaching staff a B. Cameron is the only one who completely takes the edge out of the equation. So that being said, guys, Mr. Voiceman, I hope this made any sense, but if not, I'll come back at you guys tomorrow, clarify, and we'll cover more later.